Well, most interesting, I would say, is Devon Allen. I mean, we did a whole segment about is he the next American to break 13 seconds, and then he must have listened to that podcast on his drive over to Bellinzona or Zagreb, wherever he was running that, and he did it right away. He was consistently in the 13:0 for this season. You know, he kind of averaged 13:10 or better. He was due for a big breakout, and he got it in before next year.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure he was probably eyeing that sub 13. We probably were thinking it's probably going to come in the 2022 season, but he found a way to make it happen in one final hurrah. And hey, 12.99 is legit. Devon Allen got fourth at the Olympics. We talked about seeing Grant Holloway not have his perfect race, that there was an opening for pretty much anybody who's a 13 low guy to win gold. Happened to be Hansel Parchment on that day. But Allen, if we had this Devon Allen in the Olympics, like this peak of Allen in Tokyo, maybe Devon Allen is all of a sudden an Olympic champion. And I do think it's going to be exciting to see Allen versus Holloway in 2022. Now, obviously, Holloway is extremely good, and the odds of Holloway having an Olympic type performance, again, probably not as common. Holloway is flirting with world records here. Allen is just flirting with breaking 13. But it is a good sign for the U.S. Hurdling in that, you know, Daniel Roberts has broken 13. Now we have Devon Allen broken 13. And obviously we have Grant Holloway who's broken 13 multiple times. Those three, all kind of in their prime, will be an interesting 2020 to see them all go up against each other.
Yeah, in the prime is a key statement there, because you talked about Allen in a previous show had a couple years with injuries, and then going back a little farther, obviously he had those football injuries as well too, where he was tearing his ACL. 2014 wins USA's. He's a freshman at Oregon, Gordon, and then 2 years later in 2016 has that big race at the trials, which is his PB. He did that so young. He seemed older than he was throughout his career, and then he has that drop off, and you're thinking, all right, he's a 13-2 guy, 13-1 guy. He'll scratch his way onto the team, but is he going to be able to get back into the gold medal mix? But you realize, hey, he's only 26 years old, right? He's still got all the tools that he had when he was younger. Looks better than ever before. This has been an incredibly consistent season, and now tops it with a 12.99. This is going to be a fun 2022, because we have now Holloway and Allen, the only two guys who broke 13 in the world this year. That's it, right? And now Holloway runs a 12.81, which puts that mark way out there. So you're thinking, all right, he's just head and shoulders above everybody else. But if you look at this thing globally, those are the only two guys under 13 seconds, and maybe the three Americans at USA's next year going sub 13, as you predicted, is in play. This is a pretty exciting development. I thought he could get to sub 13. I didn't think it'd be this quick. That segment was supposed to live on to next year. That wasn't supposed to be posted like 2 hours before he actually did it. I don't know if that made us look smart or way too cautious in retrospect, but he's ahead of schedule, basically.
Yeah, and when we talk about Allen and Holloway being the only men to break 13, the only men to run 13 flat or faster since 2019 is Daniel Roberts, Grant Holloway, and Devon Allen. Because remember, no one was breaking 13 in 2020. 2019 was the year of the Holloway-Roberts NCAA battle. So, you know, I mean, we kind of are forgetting about Daniel Roberts. Maybe he is due for his big, you know, reemergence in 2022. And it's going to be a really fun U.S. champs. Now, Grant Holloway, though, is he going to try in USA champs? Because he does have the bye. You know, it's a lot of times U.S. athletes with buys don't go all in on their marquee event. So Holloway might kind of not give us the big trio all at USA's and make us wait kind of for Worlds for it. But I don't know. You never know. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. And yeah, what year is Devon Allen born in? He's 94. So
He's
yeah,
he's 26. Holloway's 23. Not a
yeah,
huge age discrepancy because you think, oh, this guy's the veteran and this guy's the up and comer, but they're pretty close in age. So Allen is fully back to that form, as I said, and I'm curious to watch just how this develops because yeah, 12.99 is going to win you most races.